Hey everybody, Mike Gallagher here. I'm here to talk to you about my bill, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, one that I introduced with my good friends Chip Roy, Elise Stefanik, and Kevin Hearn. The bill just passed the House last week with over 350 votes, and now it's heading to the Senate. The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act would force TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to divest of TikTok within 6 months, or the app would be prohibited from operating in the United States. It also prevents America's enemies, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, from controlling social media apps like TikTok in the future and using those platforms to manipulate the American people. Let me back up here. TikTok is based in China, and in China, there's no such thing as a private company. The ruling authority, the Chinese Communist Party, and its leader, Xi Jinping, have their hands deep in the inner workings of the company, with devastating consequences for our own personal freedoms. In compliance with Chinese law, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is legally required to support the work of the Chinese Communist Party. And under ByteDance's ownership structure, the Chinese government has the ability to manipulate TikTok's algorithm, surveil its users, conduct influence operations that quietly populate American social media. This is a problem because, as you all know, TikTok isn't just an app for funny dance videos. It's the predominant news source for Americans under the age of 30. Allowing a CCP-controlled entity like TikTok to become the dominant media player in America would be like if in 1962, right before the Cuban Missile Crisis, we had allowed Pravda and the KGB to purchase the New York Times, the Washington Post, ABC, and NBC. But this bill is not about banning TikTok. It is about forcing TikTok to break up with the Chinese Communist Party in order to protect the American people and protect your rights. This bill does not apply to American companies or social media apps. It only applies to companies subject to the control of foreign adversaries. And only Congress has the power to define foreign adversary, not the president. This bill does not impact websites in general. The only impacted sites are those associated with foreign adversary apps, such as TikTok.com. And it can never be used to penalize individuals. The text explicitly prohibits that. And lastly, it cannot be used to censor speech. It takes no position at all on the content of speech, only on foreign adversary control of a social media application. The Trump administration, understanding this threat, took action to address the national security threat of TikTok in 2020. And now Congress needs to do the same. With the CCP tumor surgically removed from TikTok, Americans will be free to share whatever content they like, no matter how bad the dance video and the dance moves may be. But instead of being fed whatever the opaque CCP algorithm sends them, they won't have to worry about that threat. The bill is backed by a huge coalition that spans the spectrum of American politics, including AFP. AFP has been an incredible leader and partner in this effort, and we couldn't protect America from the national security threat posed by the Chinese Communist Party without grassroots leaders like you. So thank you for your tireless efforts. Together, we will ensure that we do not place the hearts and minds of the next generation of Americans in the hands of a communist aggressor.